Jocelyn here, and we're gonna show you how she does her makeup with me kind of instructing her, so you can follow along one more time with us. We're gonna start off by making sure Jocelyn has a clean face, so we're just gonna use a makeup wipe, and she's gonna make sure she has a nice clean face to start with. And you always wanna wash your face before starting your makeup, either with a makeup wipe or soap and water, or even a facial cleanser. So as soon as she's done with the makeup wipe, I'm gonna go ahead and give her just a little bit of facial lotion for her face, just make sure it's nice and moisturized. This also has SPF, I didn't mention that before. And you always wanna put makeup on the back of your hand. It's just easier when you're doing makeup. So I'm just gonna squirt just a little bit on her hand, and she's gonna rub it into her cheeks, into her nose, her forehead area, and her chin. So after we do moisturizer, and that's nice and dry, you can just rub that into your hand because it's just lotion. After we do moisturizer and it's nice and dry, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do her foundation. And Jocelyn likes to use a sponge when she applies her foundation. Yep. She already has a foundation that is picked for her skin tone, so she's gonna use hers, and she's gonna show you how she puts hers on.
So I put like this part that has foundation, like say like I'm gonna use my forehead for example, and then use the part that doesn't have it, like that, and blend it in a little bit as I start.
Good, again, make sure you can see when she's blending, she's coming all the way down into her neck, and that creates the blend, and so you don't see that line across her chin. So when she's wrapping up this, we're gonna move on to eyeshadow. I'm gonna show you Jocelyn's palette. It's different than my palette. I only had a couple eyeshadows, and she has a bigger palette, which is fine, but you're gonna need to avoid the shimmer shadows for your eyeshadow. Stay away from glitter, stay away from shimmer. You want to stick with a matte eyeshadow. Matte means no glitter, no shimmer. So when you're doing eyeshadow, you want to stick with matte.
Maybe I'm just doing my concealer.
Jocelyn's gonna do concealer, which I didn't show you on Paisley. Some of the older girls like concealer. You can go underneath your eyes. You can target any spots, red spots that you do have, and kind of blend that in the same way we blended foundation with our sponge or our brush. Concealer is always a shade lighter than your foundation. So if you're gonna do a concealer, you always wanna go one shade lighter than your foundation. When we do our browns, remember we're gonna start with a lighter base. So I'm gonna have her start with this light brown here as her first shadow. And that's gonna go all the way from the corner of her eye, almost to the middle, but not, I'm sorry, almost to the corner, but not quite. So just to the middle and then blend, good. And even though that shadow looked very, very light on our palette, it's actually you can see it shows up very well on Jocelyn's skin. So even though you think a brown may be too light, I would start with the lightest brown.
I look scary right now. I'm giving myself like evil queen vibes.
Always load your brush with a minimum amount of eyeshadow first, because you can always layer more on.
I put a little bit too much of that eye.
That's okay. So if she's got too much on this eye, you can go ahead and take your makeup wipe, and we can take it off just like that. And you don't even have to reload your brush. Wait till it dries. You don't even have to reload your brush. You can go ahead and blend what you already have. Or take a clean brush that doesn't have any eyeshadow on it and go ahead and blend it in. Perfect. So the next step she's gonna take, I'm just gonna show her how she could take a darker brown and you're gonna put it right into the crease of her eye and in the very corner, almost like if you were putting a V in the corner. Use this one. Mm-hmm. So if you were just to create a V, so along the lash line and then right in the crease.
Like there, like that?
Mm-hmm. So along the lash line and then up into the crease. Yep, just like that. Perfect. Yep. Good. So again, this part comes a little bit of practice and playing around with different colors and trying to find the right browns that fit your skin tone and kind of blend together. What's nice about the palettes is they usually put colors together that go together. Perfect. So when she did that, that created just a shadow along the corners of her eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. She's gonna take the shimmer. This is the only time you use any kind of shimmer, and it's not glitter. Shimmer is just a, it's just a fine, fine shine.
Also, I have this one too.
That's pink though. You wanna use more of like a gold or a white. Try to stay away from pink tones. When you use this, you wanna stick to like a gold or an off-white or cream, not white, sorry, cream or a gold. So right in the corners, yep, perfect. Perfect.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
No, like there.
Yep, right, yep, right there, perfect. She's not loading her brush up very much at all. She's barely dabbing her brush in that shadow and kind of just very carefully putting that on. You can even come out just a little further, almost all the way extend it, yep, right into your eyebrow, like right at the end of the eyebrow. Perfect. Good. Okay, so our next step is gonna be our blush. You wanna get your blush out, Jocelyn?
Yeah. I have this one that I got for
That's
Christmas.
perfect. She's gonna use her big blush brush.
And I have this blush.
It's almost the same color as mine. So you can see our colors are very similar. So you wanna stick with that mauve-y color, yeah? Perfect. She's gonna start with the apples of her cheeks so she smiles, and she's gonna go up at an angle. Blend, blend, blend. Good. This color is called ELF Always Rosy. Perfect. Okay. She's gonna do the liner. Which liner do you feel comfortable doing?
I like using this one.
Okay, so Jocelyn's gonna use more of a pencil liner or liquid liner. So we're gonna do on the top, we're gonna go from the middles and up.
Okay, so like to there to like
Yep.
there.
No, you won't. It'll be fine. It's okay.
It makes me so nervous saying liner.
So liquid liner creates a very harsh line. I'm gonna actually show her how to make it a little softer by using a black eyeshadow. So I want you to take this, same eye, dip it in the black eyeshadow, same exact line, just go with a black. Other way. There you go, to the direction of your eye. Perfect, blend it out. It just helps create a softer line up there so it's not so harsh.
Better.
Yeah, and you can reload your brush if you need to. Good. Do you want to try this liner with just that? So what I did before when I switched her brush, she was holding it the other way, and yep, I changed it and I had her so the shape of the brush angled with her eye. It's good. Don't be scared. Makeup's not scary. You can always take it off if you mess up. Good, it looks good. Now, when she did her, she's doing really well. But with this, I would even take this up a little further, all the way up to the corner of her lash, right there where, turn this way just a little bit. See how I brought that all the way up. Perfect. See? Okay, do you want to try the lower line? What do you want to use? Eyeshadow, pencil?
Yeah.
You want to try this? Okay.
So it goes this way.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Middle of your eye and up. Just dab it. Just dab, 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 dab. Perfect. You did it. See? That's it. That's all you need. You can get more on your brush if you need. If you feel like it didn't really show up, you can go ahead back and do it a second time. If you feel like it needs to be just a little bit darker or you didn't get enough on your eye.
Better?
Yep, looks good.
This is good too.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay. Do you want to add just a little bit of bronzer around?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. What do you want to use? She's gonna go ahead and put just a little bit of bronzer on her forehead. Okay. And her temples and right underneath her chin. Just gives a little more color to your face. So if you see a spot where it just looks a little bit dark still, take a clean sponge, just dab and blend. Go up into the hairline. Voila. Yep, perfect. Just a little bit. Again with bronzer, little goes a long way. Beautiful. You look like you're out in the sun. We're gonna do mascara next. So Jocelyn's gonna use her mascara that she prefers. I do suggest using black and waterproof, but any mascara is fine.
This one.
It's good.
CoverGirl.
Mm-hmm.
It's cup resistant because clumpies are not my besties. I feel like I always do this wrong when I'm writing mascara.
Good. She's starting at the base of her lash and she's pulling it out. Perfect. And then she's moving it back and forth to cover all the lashes. Good.
The little ones in the baby corner.
You really don't, yeah, and you really don't need to focus on the corners of your inside of your eye. Make sure you focus on the outside of your eye. You want to pull your eyes up and out. Perfect.
But yeah, and don't if you go like this,
Yeah,
doesn't it like get
creates
like,
bubbles,
yeah.
yes. Don't create bubbles in your mascara, so don't pump the lid in and out. If you want to, you can roll it in your hands to warm it up or to get the mascara moving in there.
Neat.
Good job. Okay, so our last step is always gonna be lips. You wanna put that on last, and you always wanna make sure you bring your lip gloss or your lipstick with you to an event so you can reapply.
It's a little big.
It's okay. If you ever have any lipstick that you feel like it went over your lip a little bit, you can always take your makeup wipe and just clean up along the edges. And that's it. There's Jocelyn's final look.